So here is one thing that I want to talk about right now. Don't energy dump on people. This happens a lot, and this is one of the ways in which it happens. People will tell their story. They tell a little bit about their story, and they might, in my case, they might want to ask me a question, and that is all well and good. I love when people share a little bit about their story. But where it becomes energy dumping is when someone tells me absolutely every single bit of their story, and I'm supposed to sort through all of that to answer what should be a basic question. So we all have to understand that, there's talking and communicating, but there's a difference between, communicating and energy dumping on people. And it can be really, really draining because I have thousands of students, right? So, and I really pride myself in giving attention to all of my students. Some people don't do that. Some people are just they send something out and they don't communicate or interact with people. But what makes POBA beautiful is that there is that interaction and that sense of community. And so with that being said, there's a lot of things that come through to me. Sometimes it's energy dumping because they will dump everything in the kitchen sink into the email, and then the question gets muddy. I can't even answer the question because there's so much energy dumping and story going on that I don't even know really what they're asking. So that's one problem right there. I also get other people who play games. And I have to go and look around for, to kind of be Dick Tracy and determine whether or not this is a legit email or whether someone's trying to get a free certificate for not taking the course, which is so frustrating. Or people trying to tell me how to run my business, and they're telling me like they can pick and choose, what they want on their certificate, telling me how to reword my titles, and giving them the title they want me to write on the certificate. It's a lot, and so you have to deal with a lot of different kind of energy vampires and, a lot of energy dumping. And I'm noticing right now there's a lot of energy dumping going on this week in particular. By the time you see this, it will probably have passed, but I'm noticing for myself that there's quite a bit of energy dumping going on right now. And this is, you can energy dump by just calling somebody and then pouring out all of your frustrations. There's friendship where you chat with people and you confide in people and you tell them what's going on. But there's a difference between kind of dumping all of your frustrations, your anger, your anxieties, your feelings of, injustices and all these other things about your life, and then expecting the other person to kind of pick up the tab. And what I mean by that is expecting them to kind of share in your anxiety and hold all the baggage of your anger and your feelings of frustration with the world. And what I would say to you is don't do it, because we're all responsible for 100% of our junk, ourselves. And we are there to, to be comforting and to listen to our friends, but we're not there as a dumping ground. We're not there for people to pick and choose what they want. We are who we are. This is what you get. And people have choices, to either be with you or not be with you. Just like in a certificate, if they don't like my certificate, they're more than welcome to just take the Udemy certificate, right? So, but this isn't something that I'm going to allow people to pick and choose what they want me to say, because this is my practice, right? So it's really like you can see the overstepping of bounds. And so these are some of my pet peeves, right? So there's a difference in sharing a story and asking a question. So I want to give some advice really quickly too, is that if you have something that you need advice for, you have a question, be mindful that the less words you use, the more specific and more easy it is for someone to decipher what it is you're asking. So, and even deeper than that, I can decipher what someone is asking, but I may not understand what their need is because there is so much information. Okay, so if you can really narrow that down, sometimes they're the same thing and sometimes they're not. I'm not going to give you the personal information of what I mean by that because it would reveal the person that asked. But there is a difference between, asking a general question to figure out something and dumping an entire story on somebody and then expecting them to solve your problem. So the other thing is, share, and if you need advice, say, I need some advice on, whatever it is, and be really specific about what the need is. How do you think, if it's a referral of something, whether it's a course or a book, this is the issue I have, and this is what I need. And then it narrows it down for me to be able to help. But when you just dump the entire thing in the kitchen sink, I can't even find it. And the thing to keep in mind is, as much as I might want to help with that, I have thousands of students. So I'm not going to have the time or sometimes even the energy to be able to go through all of that. So in general, when you need something from somebody, instead of dumping, be really specific before you send it out and know what it is that you need and ask for your need without a ton of words. If you go over 250 words in your email, you have said way too much, and the person is going to be unclear about what you are looking for in a lot of cases. So that's a word count that you can that you can work on. So anyway, you guys, just be aware there's a lot of energy dumping out there. Be aware that you do not have to take on the energy and the frustration and the anger of other people when they're having a rough time in life. You can be there to offer support, but you are not a dumping ground. And this isn't Burger King. They don't get to handpick what they want from you. This is who you are, and this is what you just say. Listen, what is it that you need specifically? Because that's a lot of stuff that it's a lot of energy that I'm not going to take on. So what is it that you need? You don't have to pick up the tab of energy of other people because they're frustrated about something. And that's the really important thing to learn. And just to put that in practice, I used to feel guilty if I didn't kind of take that on because someone would come to me. And now it's like, no, I see it for what it is. It's like, I appreciate that you're going through that, but you don't get to dump it all on me and expect me to pick up the tab of energy for you. This is your situation. You're going to handle that. I'll offer you some guidance, but I'm not going to take on your energy, and I'm not going to sort through the weeds to find it. Either you deliver it to me the way I can understand it and help you, or you're not going to get a response probably. So anyway, you guys, that's a little bit about energy. I just felt like I needed to, kind of just send that out into the universe. I thought because I'm going through this, that this was actually a really good topic to talk about. The difference between someone sharing a story with you and the difference between somebody just dumping stuff and expecting you to pick up the energetic tab. So there is a difference, and it by feeling it. Now you might know by just because I kind of brought it to the surface of what it looks like, right? But when you feel really drained and just exhausted from trying to help somebody, it's because that's what's happening, is they're dumping that energetic load on you and you feel responsible to pick it up. So I just wanted to reiterate and confirm that you are not responsible for doing that. So love to you guys, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.